Hey everyone, uh, Rockstar recently just put out a second trailer of Grand Theft Auto 6, so I figured that today we do a reaction video. Now, I myself, I've always been a big fan of the Grand Theft Auto games. I haven't fully played Grand Theft Auto 5, but I really like to look at other people play online. I've seen Jacksepticeye's playthrough, as well as the Rad Brad's playthrough, and many other gamer YouTubers playthrough videos on GTA 5. So yeah, today I figured that we just take a look at the trailer and break it all down. Now I am going to be playing this video without much sound because I'm not fully sure of YouTube's copyright policies. So in this opening cutscene here, I see a lot of people here on YouTube talking about how lifeless this town looks. The birds are flying through the screen. You also have this jet ski here that is, well, actually two jet skis that's moving with the water, and you can see the waves that it leaves behind its trail. In this next clip here, you can see Jason Duval, which is the main character. He says that he's doing some fixing up some leakage there. So in this clip here, you can see the detail on the truck where there's a lot of dirt on it. I heard a lot of people talk about that here on YouTube. But what I've noticed is the actual detail of the truck itself. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 have similar details, but this looks a little bit more crisp, I guess you can say. So one of the main things that people are talking about here is that Jason Duval is really in good shape here, and a lot of people are speculating whether or not if your character can be able to work out, exercise, and you can build his body up. Now there's many things that you can do with those physics, but in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you not only can you get your character in really good shape, but you can also make them really fat by eating unhealthy, as well as just not eating at all. So in this clip here, you can see a woman here waving, and she's saying, "Hey, Jason," sort of in a flirtatious way. Jason himself, he looks to be dissatisfied in speaking to her. Another thing here, I see people speaking about this watch here. People have mentioned that this watch may be able to tell the time in real life. So I'm kind of wondering whether or not if the game will take your time from your computer and use some sort of algorithm to show it on his watch. But the main love interest seems to be Lucia, and the main character seems completely dissatisfied in speaking to any other female characters. So another thing that I want to point out here is that the currency here, the $1 bills it doesn't really look like real dollar bills in real life, but the $10 bills look real, and I'm not sure what these two other bills are, but you can see that the physics are very realistic because you can see the change move as well as the drawer and as well as the rest of the cash register. So let's take a look at it one more time. When he hits it, it moves. Okay, so one thing I found really interesting about Rockstar is how they name their cities and their towns. I'm not fully sure if they're gonna name the state of Florida, actually name Florida. They may name it something else. I'm not fully sure yet what they'll name, but you can see here, we know that the city is named, I know that so far that the city is named Vice City. So we have VCI Airport. We also have Southside Peacock Bay. I don't think Peacock Bay is a real thing within the Miami area. Again, we see the character. I'm not sure if this is Jason Duval, but we can see another character here working out. So this next clip here, people are talking a lot about the liquid that's moving in the beer right here. Again, the city looks very liveful with lots of people. Okay, so this here is where we get our first glimpse within the trailer of Lucia. Lucia, I'm not sure what her last name is, but Lucia is her first name. So this next scene here, we have a night scene where the main character it seems to be loading up a airplane. Now we can kind of speculate what that is, given the fact that it's Grand Theft Auto. It can be weapons, it can be drugs, whatever, but it seems to be one of his partners, which on the website, that character's name appears to be Cal Hampton, which they give us a bit of a description about who he is. I'm gonna read it out here. So Cal Hampton, what if everything on the internet was true? Jason's friend and a fellow associate of Brian's, Cal feels safest hanging at home, snooping on Coast Guard comms with a few beers and some private browser tabs open. So I'm gonna go back to the original clip here. That appears to be him right here. And I'm kind of wondering whether or not if both of these characters, both Cal and Jason, are working for the guy that we saw in the beginning of this trailer. Let me see if I can pull up his name on the website. Yeah, so we have Brian Heder. This is the guy that we see in the beginning. This guy right here. So Jason, the main character, appears to be working for Brian. But I wonder if Cal is working for him as well, and they're all working to him as a group. I'm gonna bring it back to the night scene. Okay, so something else that I had noticed is that these people are doing volunteer work, and I think this might be Lucia, right? I think this person here may be Lucia, I'm not fully sure, but in the next clip you see that she has the overalls on. Well, not directly in the next clip. In this clip here, we see police officers raiding a specific area. I kind of wonder, well, it's going to be pretty obvious that police officers may be after Lucia and Jason as well as many other characters, but this guy here, he appears to be the head honcho of the police. So this clip here, this is why I say it just really occurred to me. I watched this trailer several times before starting this video, and Lucia is doing not necessarily volunteer service, but from my understanding, when you are released from jail, they allow some prisoners to do some sort of mandatory volunteer service so that they can make up for their criminal actions. And here you can see Lucia wearing the same overalls as not an overall, the same vest, I should say. She's wearing the same vest as these people here who are also serving their mandatory time. This next clip here, slow it down a little bit. This woman here, again with another vest, this appears to be Lucia, and she appears to be fighting another woman. So I kind of wonder if Lucia will have her own enemy. They are her own what's it called? Her own villain that she has to fight. Okay, so in the game, it seems as though Rockstar are promoting these two characters, Lucia and Jason, as fighters. Lucia, you can see her here in a fighting cage match. But I wonder if they'll have their own style of fighting. Maybe Lucia can have, well, we're not fully sure yet because Rockstar, most games have difficulties with the mechanics when it comes to shooting and fighting. I'm not fully sure how they're going to flesh that out. But I do want to read some more about Lucia, given the fact that we're already on the website here. Okay, so there's her last name, Lucia Caminos. Lucia's father taught her to fight as soon as she could walk. Life has been coming at her swinging ever since. Fighting for her family landed her in the Leonardo penitentiary. Sheer luck got her out. Lucia's learned her lesson. Only smart moves from her. More than anything, Lucia wants the good life her mom has dreamed of since their days in Liberty City. But instead of half-baked fantasies, Lucia is prepared to take matters into her own hands. So it appears that Rockstar will more than likely want you to play as both of these characters. So here we're on Jason, and then from there we switch to Lucia. So I kind of wonder if they'll have that same mechanics from GTA 5 coming to GTA 6, where you can switch characters. I want to take a look at some other characters here on their website. So I've mentioned Cal Hampton just now. So, even though Rockstar are mentioning certain characters here on their website, it may not be fully fleshed out whether or not all of these characters will be allies within the game. Because we've seen in GTA 4 that there was a series of characters introduced to the main character, and some of them started out as friends and then later turned into foes. So it'll be really interesting what they'll do with these characters here in GTA 6. Here we have Booby Ike. So some people are mentioning online that he may be a manager of a strip club, or maybe perhaps you'll have to help him open a strip club. Oh, it says here that he already owns a strip club, a recording studio as well. I wonder what type of things we're going to be doing for him. Here we have another name of another part of the city. Oh no, that's actually the same name. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm going to give it my best try. Leonida Keys. Okay. You have another character here, Draquan Priest. So they're saying that this character is into music. We're not fully sure if his story arc is already fleshed out, but what this reminds me of is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, where CJ ends up meeting two characters actually who wanted to pursue music. One was OG Loke. His rhymes were not good enough to be a professional rapper, but they end up meeting another main character who's a little bit more developed within the music and rap world. I'm not fully sure what his name is, but he's a little more respected than OG Loke is in San Andreas. Here we have another town, Grass Rivers. There's another two characters that they look oddly similar to City Girls, the rap group. Maybe we'll have to work alongside these women or work for these women. I'm not fully sure. But one thing is that may be apparent are their nails and how you can change Lucia's nails. Okay. So something here that you can see is this character's nails. So people are kind of speculating, even myself, whether or not you can change Lucia's nails in different ways. You can customize characters, and as you get into GTA Online, you can be able to customize your character, your female character, in more detailed ways. It kind of makes me think whether or not this will draw in more a African American or a black female fan base, because a lot of black females usually tend to do their nails this way. So yeah. Also, their hair as well looks very detailed. It looks very realistic, I should say. Here we have another town, Port Selhorn. Now here's another character, Raul Batista. Now he's not fully shown in the trailer 2, but I do want to read his short bio. Raul Batista experience counts. Confidence, charm, and cunning. Raul's a seasoned bank robber, always on the hunt for talent, ready to take the risks that bring the biggest reward. So, kind of wonder if we're going to be robbing banks for Raul. This is interesting to kind of see Garcia and Raul. I wonder if this is Jason in the background. Ambrosia, another city, another town here. I've already spoken about Brian Heder. He seems to be the head guy in charge. Mount Kalaga National Park. I wonder if you can be able to go mountain climbing in this game, since they have mountains up there apparently. Here we can finally see Lucia and Jason working together. Alright everyone, that's it for this video. I'm pretty excited for this game. I'm pretty excited to watch the playthrough of other people playing this game, especially people like Jacksepticeye and the Rad Brad. Maybe later on I'll probably further explore some other YouTubers who are playing this game. Also, I'm pretty excited to see what they'll do with the online stuff. Alright, that's it for this video.